Hello and welcome to the Long View with me, Jon Jordan. Today we're looking at Breaking Bad Empire Business. So it's a game that's been in soft launch for well over a year now. It's from a US company called Scopely under one of its labels. And we're going to look at the kind of gacha mechanics. So one of the key mechanics for unlocking new specialists, so kind of units in the game that you use to do missions. You use them to create crews to do missions in the world, and you also attach them to your buildings to speed up the resource management process. So what we're going to look at, so we can see here this is the world, and we can see there's some kind of characters there, but this is where we go into Saul's office to hire crew. There's three different levels of crew hiring. So we can see here basic call, killer call, and epic bonus. They use different resources, and they give you the ability to get different options. So the basic call is the cheapest one. I'm going to do, actually, because it's so cheap, I'm going to hire 10 specialists in this one go. So you can see here they're 10. You can see the stars at the bottom. They're all low grade, so they're all pretty much 1 star. I got 1 2-star character. So the basic calls give you a maximum of 1 to 3 star is the maximum you get. The killer calls give you 2-star to 4-star, and the epic calls give you 3-star to 5-star guaranteed. So I've just done a killer call there, and I've got Jesse. Unlocked Jesse. Jesse's a chemist. So there's 4 different resources in the game. So the specialist is 4 different resources, 4 different types of specialists plus 1. So there's an enforcer specialist as well. So they're the ones with the big fists. So you use those. They're the best ones to use for attack missions. So let's do another call, another killer call. And I've got Craig. Craig's an enforcer, so he's got the big fist up there, but he's only 2-star. And annoyingly, I've already got a Craig. I've already unlocked a 2-star Craig from the basic call. So, like all these systems, it's a random drop. There's a fixed percentages, but random drops depending on. It's random depending on what you get. So that can be annoying sometimes. Now we see I'm going to try and do an epic call. That's going to cost me 60 gold. I've only got 51 gold, so it's saying not enough wealth. But what I can do is I can go into my items. So as you go through the game, you do get different items given to you. So I can see there I've got actually 2 epic calls that I can use these items, and I basically get those calls, get options to those calls without using any of my currency, which is obviously very useful. So let's go back in and try one of the epic calls. So say normally these would cost me 60 gold, which I don't have. Oh, but I can't do it. So more inventory. So you can have a maximum. At the moment, I've only got maximum. I've got maximum of 32 specialists I can have at any one time. I've used that up because I just bought 10 specialists, low-level ones. So what I'm going to go in now is go and level up some specialists. So we can see here, obviously, I've got some maximum. I've got 3 stars. I've got some 3-star ones, some 1-star ones. There's Jesse, who we just unlocked. So I'm going to consume some of my low-level specialists to level up Jesse. So we can see, even though Jesse's a 3-star, he's level 1. So we're going to level him up. And this is kind of very typical from RPGs, where you have a star system and then you have a level system, and you level your characters up to the maximum they can be, and then you can increase their star system. So it's just a kind of a double, I guess, a 2-layered approach to leveling up. So you can see here, it's actually, this game is actually quite heavily gated in many ways. So I can only select 2 of my characters to use to train Jesse at the moment, even though there's an option of 5, but those other ones have to be unlocked. So I haven't got that far. Basically, I haven't spent the gold to do that. The other thing you see just popped up there, it said, do I want to use up this character because he's assigned? So as I say, you have some characters all characters can be assigned to certain buildings, and also some characters, normally the enforcers, can be sent out into the world on missions. So when you select one of those to be used, it basically warns you that they're actually doing something else in the game. You can still use them, you can still consume them in the training, but then ideally you'd want to go back and make sure that all your buildings have a specialist attached to them. That just speeds up. Do I want to remove Rusty? No, I don't. But yeah, you want to make sure the game's running as efficiently as possible, so you don't really want to use up those specialists. So there's Gonzo. Gonzo, you can see he's an enforcer, got a big fist up there, so he's a 3-star enforcer. I see I'm leveling him up, so he's going to be level 5 now. Do I want to reassign Debbie? No. Missy G, no, don't reassign her, she's a chemist. Oh, I did reassign, I've actually got 2 Missy Gs, that's why I've used up one. I used up the one that wasn't attached to a building. So there, I've given myself some space. Oh no, I'm gonna. There's Dwayne. So I've got equally got Dwayne's attached to a building, but I've got 2 Dwaynes. So it's warning me I'm going to sacrifice the 3-star but that's okay. So although the game is a bit like a game of war type game, it does have this kind of nice RPG element, which I think is kind of missing from those 4X games. So it's a bit of a hybrid. Um, again, with the 4X games, very heavily associated with alliances. So there we go. So I've got my epic call now. Just made that one. You can see this little animation telling me who I could win. So it's going to be 3, 4. Could get a 5-star one there. But unsurprisingly, perhaps I get a 3-star. So Ira's a supplier. Unfortunately, I've already got a 3-star Ira, so that's not so helpful to me. But that's the way these systems, these random systems work, commonly known as gacha systems. And it's just kind of a way of getting you to keep playing, obviously encouraging people to spend money. So I'm going to use up one of my Iras. It's going to warn me I'm going to use him up, but I try to. Yeah, I find it confusing if I have more than one of the same character, which is maybe just me. So there we go, and now I'm going to check if my buildings have all got people attached to them. So that's a chemist, so there's Missy G attached to that one. Here the other one isn't, so I'm gonna, that's a cookhouse, so let's get Jesse working in the cookhouse. There we go, and all the different buildings, as I say, have different types, are associated with different resources. I'm going to go into the security office, which hasn't got anyone attached to it at the moment. That's partly because they're all out on a raid. You can see as I zoom through, there's some guys with car icons on them. That means they're out on a raid at the moment. Obviously, have little buildings as well, so you sometimes see people, and those are the ones who are attached to buildings. So there we go. So that's the basic system of the game when it comes to specialists, the crew. I mean, it's not the whole game. There's a little thing here is once you start to unlock some of the specialists, they appear in your city, and you can give them little tasks to do. So I just gave someone a task to do there. It takes a bit of time and you get a bit of resources. Obviously there's the levelling up, so levelling up of buildings is a big thing. So I've got another epic call to make, so we can see that going on. So that's the way the game's going. It's kind of interesting because it is obviously a big brand, Breaking Bad. It's interesting it's been in soft launch for such a long period of time, so I'm not quite sure what the status of the game is when it'll come out, or maybe even if it will come out. I don't know. It's hard to know the metrics on the game. Obviously you don't want to release a game if you know it's not going to do the business for you, especially one that has a big license attached to it. That can be a bit embarrassing. But definitely worth keeping your eyes open and your ears open for Breaking Bad Empire Business. I've kind of been enjoying it. I've been playing it for a few months now, so I'm getting into the middle stage where it gets a bit of a grind. So we'll wait and see how well that works. But anyway, thanks for watching. This is the long view where we play free-to-play mobile games for as long as we can. We do videos about things we like, sometimes about things we don't like as well. So don't forget to subscribe, and hope to see you again soon.